Fresh-picked cucumbers are one of the most refreshing treats from the summer garden. Many varieties of cucumbers are vining, so people think that you need a large garden area to grow them. But if you choose bush or compact varieties, you can easily grow them in a container. Container cucumbers are fun and easy to grow on your patio, porch, or deck. There are only 3 elements to growing great container cucumbers: sun, soil, and the right container. Cucumbers, like all fruiting vegetables, need full sun to grow their best. This means 6 to 8 hours of sun each day. When selecting soil for use in your container, you'll want to select a special mix, which is most likely a bag mix labeled for use in vegetables. This means that it'll have the proper nutrients in the right ratio. Never use garden soil or landscape soil because it'll be too heavy and can often contain weed seedlings and other bacteria. Selecting the right container is the final step. You want a container that's going to be large enough to allow the roots to grow undisturbed and produce the best fruit possible. The sizes I recommend are 12 inches, 18 inches, and 24 inches in diameter. This measurement refers to the width of the container. I generally select a container 18 inches or greater in diameter because the larger the container, the less watering later in the season. Planting is the easy part. Every Burpee seed packet has simple instructions that cover the basics of planting. Depth, how deep to put your seeds. Spacing, how far apart to put each seed. And an easy-to-reference growing calendar of when to plant. For this bush cucumber, I'm going to space 4 seeds equally around the center of the container. Now that the seeds have been placed in the soil, we'll just want to lightly firm the soil back over them to settle close to the seed. The final step is to gently water in the container, settling the soil around the seed and starting the germination process. Once your seedlings are up and have 4 or more leaves on each, select the hardiest seedlings, but don't pull out the other seedlings. Cut them off at the soil line so that you don't disturb the roots of the remaining plants. It's finally time to harvest our cucumber plants. It's been about 60 days since we first put the seed in the soil. As you can see, we have a beautifully filled out container. Each vine had just enough space to trail over the side of the container, have lots of flowers and lots of fruit. That's why it was important to maintain this 6-inch spacing between each of our seeds. And now it's time to harvest. Harvesting cucumbers is easy. You simply look at the fruit and you see the stem end that connects it to the main vine. And you want to just harvest that main stem right below where it attaches to the vine. It's important to harvest the fruit stem right below where it joins to the main vine. This keeps the main vine intact so that it continues to produce flowers and eventually more fruit and bigger yields later in the season. At this point in the season, your plant is taking on a lot of responsibilities. It's putting on new foliage, it's flowering, and it's creating fruit, so it's getting hungry. Plants in containers use a lot of fertilizer, even more so than a regular garden bed, because of all of the water that runs through the container each time you water it. For this reason, it's important to start fertilizing every 10 to 14 days. You can use something from your local hardware store or something more organic like worm meal or fish fertilizer. It's important just to look for something that's labeled for edible or vegetable use and also has a nice balance of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which is noted on labels as N, P, and K. There are 3 tips to keep you harvesting well into summer. 1, maintain your current watering schedule, 1 to 2 inches of water per week. 2, start applying fertilizer every 10 to 14 days. And 3, harvest at the optimal size. This specific cucumber is labeled for being harvested at 5 to 7 inches long. Keep these 3 things in mind and you'll have cucumbers to eat all summer.